Hi.
So, I was taking a shower this morning. Well, for once, I was taking a shower. And,
God.
no, I take a shower. If I can take a shower every day, I take a shower every day. But it usually comes after work, after I've dirtied myself.
So you're a night shower, not a
day
shower.
not a day shower. So anyway, I took a shower, and it made me think of a D&D topic. And I know what you're thinking. How could that be? But here's my question to you. Okay, you ready? So, do you think in D&D that if they offered more that background stuff, like stuff you don't normally think about, would it necessarily derail the game, or would it maybe create more elements to the game? Like, for example, stuff that people don't think of, like you're traveling, and as you're traveling, you're like, hey, we gotta stop, pop some drink, have some food. I know people always have like the rations and stuff. They're like, oh yeah, we do. And maybe you use a ration, maybe you don't. Maybe there is a maid who's overseeing your quarters, and if you're staying at a long-term tavern, it's like, no, you don't think about those like little, like the minutia of life. Like, oh hey, my character's, we're all at the bar having drinks, and my character's like, yeah, I'm gonna go step out and use the man's room outside, or wherever the heck that is, latrine or whatever that is. So that's basically what I'm getting at is, if you have that in your game, would you have it? Would it detract from the game, or would it actually add elements? Like, oh, the character did step out, and all of a sudden the DM says, hey, a group comes around you as you're outside.
So it sounds like you have an opinion on this already.
Well, it's just kind of thoughts. It was a weird thought.
I have a thought on this. So let's discuss that.
Yeah, let's discuss. We're back.
Welcome to Dual DMs.
And my name is Marcus.
My name is Johnny. We're your hosts today. As every day, hopefully.
Yeah. We might have some guests.
Unless you try to murder me in my sleep and try to replace me, but
that's a different show.
That's a different show. That's Murder and Conspiracy, right?
I'm not trying to see what you did there.
Plug. I'm just kidding.
All right. So
back to your question.
Yeah.
Your question.
All right, and if you want to rephrase the question, just in case.
To me, it almost seems like two different things. One being,
oh, perfect timing. That wasn't planned. Go ahead and pull up a chair right there. I like it as he comes in. See, we're slick. Like we didn't plan that to begin with. What we do, we have a guest.
Did you pause it?
A guest coming in today. Bring your chair right here. I wanted to introduce you to the viewers today.
I have not realized there was a camera.
No, there's cameras, man.
Oh.
I didn't pause it. It's being in the moment. See, we like to be spontaneous and
It's
a good thing I was being good, man.
Over here, we have a future DM.
What's going on?
Josh, how are you doing, Cillian?
What's going on?
Sorry, Cillian.
I went to left-hand shake you like a freaking Boy Scout. Sorry.
Yeah, no. Cillian Cubstead.
Is that like a thing that Boy Scouts
Yeah,
do?
when wearing uniform.
Oh,
all right. Oh, okay.
No
well,
yeah.
So
that's
as you just
a whole other topic of discussion.
He was gonna say our topic for the day.
So yeah, Marcus basically asked me a question do you like background information in the game? But what he also kind of boiled it down to was, do you like the stuff like, do you when you need to sleep, when you need to eat, like maids taking care of stuff, all that other stuff? Do you want that in the game, or does it distract from
the minutia of daily life?
Yeah. So to me, like I said, basically that was two different questions. One is background stuff to me means like background information on me, and I love that stuff. To me, that the more background information you have is like a more well-rounded character you have. Just like whether you're writing a book, whether you're writing a character, it gives you stuff to play with, especially stuff that a lot of people might see as negative. Everybody wants to make like the super powerful, like, oh, my person's like perfect, blah, blah, blah. But I like to make the one that like my guy has a gambling problem, or he can't pee in public, or the weird stuff, something that will make funny RP. And to me, funny RP is exactly what I want. I'm here to have fun. I'm not here to like visit dark times and like know exactly what it's like to have to shit in a chamber pot. We can bleep that out. I apologize. So when it comes to the minutia stuff, it kind of depends on your players and whether you're a DM or you're a player. My personal opinion on that is you can have some of that to kind of give a feel, but you have to be very careful about not overdoing it. When you like, I remember on one of our shows we did where they crash landed in a desert.
Right.
Now we could have been hardcore and been like, okay, you have like the sun's up for so many hours, you have so much water, and now that you can take that and make it suspenseful to where they have like a set time schedule, but to do that for the entire game, it makes it too nervous to me. Like doing it during like a specific event or aspect, totally cool with.
No, that's fair.
Because you're creating that suspense, just like in a book, like when you're writing. Yeah. So that you have to be careful with it, with the minutia stuff. But as long as you're trying to prove a point.
Yeah, I agree with. I do agree with that sentiment, because it does make me think of the little things like, certain aspects setting a tone and a feeling. Yeah. So that like it kind of helps give them more immersion, because they can go, well, I can relate to that. I've been thirsty. Now it's hot. I know what it feels like to be really hot.
I've seen too many DMs take that too hardcore.
Yeah, but then well, if they take it and then they just make it rules heavy, and instead of like
you've never DM'd, right?
No.
But as a player,
upcoming time.
So as a player, what do you think on that topic or those topics? I guess.
For me, it really depends on the game. Like I played a one-shot recently, and if there was any minutia in there, it would have ruined the hell out of it. Like, yeah, there's some games that like let's make it fast and quick, especially because like you look at your DM's face during one session, like of a long game, and there was a lot of minutia in it, and you see like this disappointment at the end because you're like, he had 80 other things he wanted us to accomplish, and we were all like, let's make sure the beds are made. Like,
see,
like no, DM, like, I am folding the bed. I'm folding the sheets.
I'm getting the sleeping bag rolled up. I'm using my hempen rope.
Yeah.
God, you know what? Oh my God, that gave me that just gave me a weird, crazy idea for a one shot. Is like military boot camp, but like D&D style. But like,
oh yeah,
everybody's like, oh, that's gonna be fun. No, you're gonna be making a bed, and I want you to like roll for your your success.
Yeah, that's awesome. So that basically is what I was getting at with the topic, because like it was just that thought. Like at face value, you look at something like that and you think, oh well, this is gonna derail the game. Because I've been at a table where I've seen players who are like, oh my God, and they're just upset if it's not action all the time.
Can I preface this with saying, as a DM, I'm one of those people that I love writing the minutia in the background. Like, I'll spend 6 hours writing the detailed background of a tattoo artist in some parlor in some random ass desert town, because for some reason I'm enjoying this, right? And whether that gets used or not, I have to realize as a DM that it doesn't matter, because the game's going to go how the game's going to go. Right. But I've also learned as a DM that sometimes flying by the seat of your pants, like having basic stuff and like randomization works. It works really well, especially with a team or players that kind of go off what your intended rails were. Right. And that's why I try not to have my intention. I try to create a world, and where they're going, I try to create like an atmosphere, like a basic atmosphere, and then I'll create names and places on the fly. I've tried to find that middle ground, because But having minutia is okay, especially if you have like a targeted thing going on in the background. That's okay.
Well, all right. So here, I guess there's a caveat to that. I can see where the minutia might be somewhat. Some of the minutia, depending on how I think it's just basically depending how you play it.
Yeah.
Like he said, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to brush my teeth, and then I'm going to. I got to get the floss out of the bag, and then everybody's like at the table and like, unless this toothbrushing and flossing is like really entertaining, I doubt everybody else is gonna want to sit there.
What about the other?
Unless this toothpick turns out to be a frickin' mimic that's just like a baby, this is gonna be a really boring day.
I'm gonna make
You're gonna use the mimic toothpick.
A toothpick mimic.
So I guess the real statement is it depends on the creativity of the players and the DM.
Yes, I think you have to find a middle ground depending on your group.
Right.
But because there are some people who love like what is it, Dark Sun? That's very that campaign setting is very like you have like certain amount of water and certain. If I remember correctly, it's been a while since I played. But so there are people who love that stuff, and you find the players and the DM that loves that kind of stuff. More power to you. I'm not bashing that at all. You also got to look at the other end of that though. What about like the complete lack of like we played in a game before. Me and you played it as players where we like went a whole year. It's like, what do you want to do? And we tried to have a little bit of minutia because we wanted it to round out our characters a little bit more.
Yeah.
But the DM was like, no, just tell me what you did and I'll kind of roll and I'll give you your answer.
I was like, well, I was like waiting for this downtime.
Right.
Yeah.
It kind of took away.
Feel empty and
it made the world exactly.
It detracts from the immersion, and a lot of people play role-playing games to play a role.
Yeah, because the details are what make a campaign or a game feel a little bit more lifelike.
Exactly. So yeah,
So if hypothetically, we're gonna put this to you real quick. If you as a DM, how would you handle the minutia, and how much would you think you would put in? Like, just give us a quick little scenario.
So far, I'm putting in a lot of detail. Like, I find myself creating weird backstories for shop owners, and I'm like, they're not even going to go into this shop. What? They don't get a pillow. What the hell? What am I doing right now? And then,
Yeah, that's the writer in the new DM scenario.
Yeah, I can't help it.
I want to write, and then never go there.
But there's plenty of characters that I know they're going to run into. It's one of those things where, like, just by moving through the campaign, you're going to do something that pisses somebody off. Like, you're going to do something that breaks somebody's heart. You're going to do something that's going to invoke somebody coming after you.
The hard part is you start creating that NPC character that's just supposed to be whatever, and then you're like
killed by a murderer.
But you fall in love with them, and you start writing like an 8-page backstory.
They don't want to hear it.
And they don't want to go into the store.
They kill that person.
Or they kill that person.
Yeah, they walk in there like, well, that dude's lying.
And you're silently weeping, and you're just...
Yeah. Like,
so what I say...
DM's crying at the table, and they're like, why are you crying? Because you just freaking murdered a friend of mine?
So I say for every DM, I guess the three of us sitting here, and maybe you guys at home have the same feeling, but I just say, you know what? Just write their story. Just write their story. And then, you know what? Print it, find it, and hand it to them. Go ahead. Look what you murdered.
Yeah. I actually was almost...
Here's the guy you killed.
Yeah, I was almost vindictive enough as a DM once where an NPC that I created and fell in love with got murdered, that I almost made it my mission to have the whole world go against the team, the players, because they murdered this person. And it was like, okay, now, like, that person was loved by the town guard, by the magistrate, so it was like, all of a sudden, the entire world was coming after them. I so wanted to do this, but I had to let it go, and my vindictiveness did not.
It was that farmer that was tracking the weather patterns, wasn't it?
Did you use a little bit of vindictiveness?
His charts where he's talking about
cycles. I'm not saying they didn't happen to fight a Tarrasque or some other kind of creature that they shouldn't have at that level, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
I'm saying, if you didn't punish him a little bit.
Yeah.
This might
punish
make
them.
me a terrible person.
No,
It might make it clear that I'm planning on punishing people.
So I guess that topic went a little bit out there, but
yeah.
that's cool. And then we have we had a guest come on. We like to keep these short.
We'll have to have him back on for a direct
we'll
one-on-one
do
maybe
more.
interview.
We'll do more. This was
But
just
yeah,
kind of spontaneous.
Spontaneity.
Spontaneous. Yeah, that's the word.
Anyways, so we want to thank you for joining us here at Dual DMs. Remember, check our Facebook out, check our Instagram out. We try to post little videos every once in a while if we can.
That content's under
dual.dms
for Instagram,
and then on Facebook it should be Dual DMs.
Dual DMs, and then if you want, obviously you're here watching this video, Crafty Fellows, Twitch, all that good stuff.
And if you want some amazing art, check out Cillian Cubstead.
I'm on Facebook, where you can get my comics at plotquistpublishing.com.
Amazing, dude. I've known this dude since high school. From the first time I ever saw his drawings, man, I was like, he's an artist.
Oh yeah, he was amazing. I felt the same way.
Anyways,
remember,
thank you for joining us. Remember,
always roll 20s.
Always roll 20s.
And avoid those ones.
Or roll them, because they make fun.
Yeah.
They make more fun in the RP.
Yeah, just add a little more to that minutia.
Minutia.